See, when I do the countdown, I get in trouble. I'm sitting here with my countdown like 5, 4, 3, 2, and then the FBI comes knocking at my door.
What is it you pray for?
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the 133rd episode of Abyssal Musings. My name is Samuel the Infamous, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Lawrence Knight.
Leave me alone.
You heard him, chat. So, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see y'all. Good to see you, Larry. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Nice. Wish I could say the same. I'm pretty sure that the wrath of God is about to descend upon my humble home and, wipe us off the face of the earth here in short order. So we'll see.
Then now I'm really doing good.
Yeah. If we have a show tomorrow for SITV, you'll know that we were not, in fact, destroyed by the elements.
Well, anytime something bad happens to you is a good day for me. So I'm just kidding.
That's messed up.
And you haven't said it about other, and you don't say that. So this comes from the guy who would be on the top of a mountain breakdancing if all hell broke loose. I told y'all, laughing.
Yeah, but it's not specifically you.
Well, I didn't say it was specifically you. I just said, well, good.
Yeah. Now we've been surrounded by storms that are forming and dissipating all day, and a little while ago they were talking about 2-inch size hail, torrential rains, cloud to ground lightning strikes, and 70-mile-an-hour winds all at once. But none of that happened in town so far. So fingers crossed.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you own a vehicle and you are in Wyoming, you are concerned. Because that hail, and I live in a state that has hail. I've walked outside thinking it was raining and watched hail bounce off my car.
We have so you know how carnivals and sideshows travel around the country on kind of like a tour circuit?
Yeah.
So we have that, but for insurance people. Like hail season is a big time for insurance people around here. They show up from out of town and like set up tents and shit. It's fucked up.
That is messed up.
It is what it is. Like, it doesn't take hardly anything to total a car out these days anyway. And, the kind of hail that we get when we do get it, it'll do it pretty quickly in short order. So, that said, I'm going to say hello to the chat real quick. We got Lawrence Knight for Cobalt, Old 90 for Get a Donkey. I don't know what that means. We got Jacob Gallo with us. Hello. Hi, Aaron Laura. Good to see you. Good to see you too, despite the fact that you're being very rude.
I'll say it afterwards.
Yeah. We've got Zillage with us in the chat. Good to see you, man. Welcome in. And I think Beak and Suka. Good to see you both. Missed you last week, Suka.
He's hiding from he's hiding from Amira.
Right. So welcome in, everybody. Good to see you. We are currently live as usual on YouTube, Rumble, and Twix, where if you're in any of those chats, please do drop a comment so that we can see that you are here. Also be aware that something I want to touch on real quick before we get into the business of the show. YouTube has been pulling some real shenanigans. Some people in our sphere have had their channels nuked very recently. A number of people have. Most of the people that I'm referring to were not violating TOS in any way. They were also given no reason after the nuking, and they were given no reason during their appeals. So This sort of thing is likely to happen. Kind of surprised it hasn't happened over here yet. And if and when it does, we are still up on Twix and Rumble. So we're going to continue, performing as dancing monkeys for y'all, regardless of what happens. It just might not necessarily be in the YouTube location in the future. So just be aware that's a possibility. That said,
Well,
Harry, what do we
let
got
me
for
add,
tonight?
well, hold on. Let me add this too. There are other avenues that are not doing that. Yeah. Rumble is a good place to go, but also Rumble routinely gets hacked by freedom hating socialists and communists. Kick is another channel that Kick is a good stable channel to go to. In fact, I think I opened up a Kick channel. I haven't posted anything on it yet. I think I'm gonna strictly do my when I get into my gaming, I'm gonna strictly do it over there. But and I might upload videos of it into YouTube. I'm not sure, but if that happens, and those of you who subscribed and watch Amira's channel, um, it well, I mean, if her channel gets nuked, she'll probably just make another one. People will find her. They'll find her again, just like they did the last time. But what I was gonna say about Carrie is, I'm sure, piggybacking on what you just said about channels getting nuked, there's a certain channel that it came to our attention that got nuked uh, last Saturday. I don't know when his channel got nuked, but it came to our attention on Saturday, and it's somebody that Carrie doesn't like, and I'm pretty sure that Carrie is happy as hell about it because either he caused it, or he paid for it, or he was doing backflips when he found out it happened.
Yeah. For the time being, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, like when I was referring to people in our sphere, I was talking about people that you and I know, not
I know.
Chronic.
Yeah, I know. I
Chronic
just
is
wanted
Amir's
to.
friend. He's not my fucking friend. So
No, I know that. I know that. That wasn't the
um,
point. The point was it was strictly on. I'm sure that Carrie was happy as hell.
yeah.
Hello?
But for the record, for those of you who are curious as to where to find the other links, if you don't know already, both the Twix and the Rumble link are on the YouTube page, on the About page. You can find them there. It should be on the front page as well. And I do post the Rumble link in the description of every live stream and video. So not so much the shorts, though, because that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
Hi,
I know,
Ariel.
huh, Ariel? Exactly. That's that's what I always say in private. I'm just kidding. Speaking of that, hey, did you guys like the choose your own adventure? I mean, it's still not even over. We just left it where it was. But I wanted you guys to know I do have it saved and stored, and it can be picked back up at any time, or we could bring people back up on the panel and continue where it left off.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, that'll be fun. I enjoyed it last week, especially the the Aeronator and her death by snooze thing.
hey, check this out. Here's the funny part, right? So I've probably got about, including the one we created last week, I've probably got about four choose your own adventures going on right now, right? And
hmm
I made one. It's basically off of it's basically made off of my character from Infamous Night. So and it's copyrighted, so don't even try it. Um, but I put like solo missions for him, and I cut it into episodes, right? And ChatGPT had me fighting something, and I didn't know what it was until I beat it, and it identified itself as the Aeronator.
hmm
So it took, so it took Aaron's character and made it and put it into one of the episodes for my.
Yep. Yep. Um,
Uh,
Speaking of, actually, Ariel did ask me this on another live stream a couple of days ago. I was on with Devil, and I forgot to ask. I forgot to put it forward to you. She wants to. She wants to add Adam the Renaissance Nerd into the story.
who?
Ariel does into the thing we're doing here.
I actually thought about that. I actually thought about doing that. I mean, and it is doable. I mean, all we got to do is just tell her to add him in, and if we want to add any other parameters, we can do that. But if we're gonna do that, we should ideally. I would like to have Adam on.
Yeah, yeah. I think I should probably run it by him, and if he hears that it's Ariel's idea, he's probably going to be like, "Fuck no, she's going to make me take a dildo or something."
One that
Yeah.
I don't even know if Gal is aware of any of that any of this is going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think not last time I talked to her, it didn't come up. So
Well, you were on. I mean, she was on she was on SITV last week. I'm shocked that it didn't come up like backstage or anything.
we didn't really spend a lot of time backstage last week. At least I didn't, because I had to, go be an old man with a small bladder immediately after that show. So
All right. Well, before we get started, one more thing, guys, is so I did, and this is a shameless plug for me. I did add some new content this week um, to my channel. So I did put part 3 of my AI series, Detective Clue. So that's out. Um, the AI series. My goal was to have it out every week, but I want to start adding special effects to it, so it might have to be every 2 weeks. Because here's the thing, I'm sure Sam, you've listened to a couple of episodes, you've noticed just on average, it's at least 5 minutes, per episode, right? This
Mhm.
last one I think is closer to 10. It takes a long time uploading all that doggone dialogue. It does, because you have to type what each one's saying, stop, and then add it and do all that other stuff. But um, and it's a rewarding process. But I was like, I might have to release these once every 2 weeks, and then do other stuff to supplement my channel. In between the time that it takes for me to do it, because it just took too long, especially with me moving and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. I even forgot to
Oh,
do it.
sure.
Put the music.
I
Yeah. What?
I'm sure that when your channel starts picking up steam, dude, you're not gonna, like, as long as your uploads are consistent. I don't think this actual schedule matters as much as long as the schedule is consistent, right? It's like there's guys like Mahler puts out one video every 6 months, and he's doing great. You know,
Yeah.
so
Well, that's good. Well, I mean, that's good to know. But I did also, I put out, so I put one of the choose your own adventures I made. I don't know if you have Peacock, but there's a show called The Traders. And it's kind of, it's like that game, One Among Us, where there's like 20 something people, and three of them are traders, and their goal is to murder, a faithful each night. So I took elements from that and from Survivor, like typical shows, like, that are similar. And so I made my own game show, and I call it Villain. So I made a video the other day. I think I made it's like a 20-minute video or close to it. Um, it's like 20 something minutes, but I went through the whole process of, how I put it together. And what I realized as I was going through is I was like, man, I messed up, because what I did was I told it to make 25 contestants, but then I added like professions, right? And I said add an RPG
Mhm.
element. And this thing gave them like abilities. Like there's one character, there's one lady that, because of her profession, she could actually, if I was a villain, she could actually look at me and use her ability and say, "Are you a villain?" And I would have to say yes. So I was just like, I gotta, if I'm a villain, I gotta get rid of her first. Thank God I ended up getting, I picked it at random. because it gave me the option of either creating a new character or picking one from the list, or letting it, or letting ChatGPT pick and decide who I am and whether or not I'm a true seeker, as I call it, or a villain. It made me a villain. And before the show even started, it gave me the option, because it gives you options of what you want to do, and it gave me an option to murder somebody that night. And you best well bet I I zeroed right in on that lady. I got that lady out of there as fast as I could. but um, but yeah, so I did the making a villain, and then last night I actually I started part one, and that's about, it's maybe a few minutes shy of an hour, and it uploaded today on my Nice Lord channel at 3 o'clock earlier today. That's 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but it's out there for you guys to watch if you want to.
Indeed. And the link to that channel is in the description below. Take it right there. So if you're not already subbed to Larry, do so, please.
Well, the story
So,
is Suka's.
watch his stuff. It's pretty good.
All right. Now, as for tonight, so um, we're going into summer, as you guys know. I mean, summer is pretty much in full swing, and I was like, you know what? I kind of wanted to do something that marks the entry, us ushering into summer. And so I was looking at things like, crazy destinations, crazy summer destinations. And I don't know if you know this, but there's actually a I don't know if I would call it a trend or movement, or like a subculture, but there is a how can I say it? There is a niche, I'll just say it like that, that actually celebrates Halloween in June and July. You know, it's like Halloween in preparation for the real Halloween. So that's something I was looking into. I haven't gotten to look into it at length, but I wanted to do this show and do some things to usher us into the summer. And so, with that said, um, I found a list of swimsuit fails, and then there is, what the
Sorry
hell?
about that.
Oh,
I got booted and then not booted at the same
yeah,
time.
that
There
was
were two of
weird.
me in here for a second.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
weird. But so we have a list of swimsuit fails. We have a haunted destination, which I will say what that is when it's time. Summer fails, which is like, I think it's like a list of it has shows gifs, um, which were pretty funny, except for like the last one I'm not gonna show um on that list because it was gruesome, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna show that one. And then tonight, so there's no Monsters Ball tonight because as we are preparing to go into the semifinals. Now I will say this: the last slot, I went ahead and added Q back on, and here's why. I started digging and doing some research, because when I took it off, I was like, I have a nagging feeling that I don't need to do that, and I remembered why. There's an episode where Q told Captain Picard during, in a next generation, that the human race had the ability and would someday surpass the Q continuum, because they have advanced
Yeah.
technology. So, and then I started looking around, and there were other people that study the lore and study the Q and stuff like that, and they were bringing up stuff from, like, I remember he was on Star Trek Voyager, and there was a former Q on Star Trek Voyager that actually said in one of the episodes that their technology is so far advanced that to human beings it seems like they're omniscient, and that they can do all this stuff, but really it was like, really, their technology is just so far advanced in ours that that it just seems like they are. And that he said that they have weaknesses too, because because in Picard chapter, I mean, what was it, season two, Q got sick and he died,
Didn't
and
happen.
they were all catching some kind of,
Didn't
but
happen.
let me finish. But in season three, Q alluded, he was like, you can't think of it in such linear terms, which tells me that just it made me think like Q is similar to the tall man from Phantasm. One died, and then another one just walks out in his place. It's still him. You know what I mean? It's just he just comes right back as something else, and that's how the tall man was. Those guys Reggie and his little merry band of misfits killed one. A portal opened up, and another tall man walked right through. So,
Yeah.
um, so So I put him back on a list because I was like, okay, well, knowing that and adding that to his parameters, that makes him more meaningful in a fight with some of the others, especially somebody the likes of Melkor. So adding him back on. So what we're gonna do tonight is there are 12 spaces. I'm gonna have you and that demon should he show up, because he's probably working. So I'm not saying it like he won't show up, but the man works. But if he's here, I'll have you guys pick numbers at random, right? And then that's how we'll find out who's fighting who. That way, it's not just me; it's completely at random. Especially considering the list that's on here, it'd be for me if I just did it by myself, it would be a lot more difficult to match them up. So I was like, I'll just put the responsibility on Sam. And we got and we got um I didn't want we're folks, as we said, we're shying away from the infamous news. I did grab two posts today, but there's a reason for it. um I would suggest you not be eating, and I will say why. I'm not posting these to gross anybody out, but I wouldn't be eating. I'll
That's
just
that, that's a blatant untruth. He's definitely doing this to gross me out.
well, no, I'm talking to the chat. I didn't say you. I'm definitely doing it to gross you out.
Yeah.
With that said,
It doesn't take much these days.
well, I don't know about that. Um, okay, here. Let me switch this over. So let's start with. Let's see.
Hey,
So
Carrie, is that a bare naked ladies reference?
yes, it is. Okay, so as you guys know about the Amaranth wine, where she added her vaginal yeast to it, Sydney Sweeney a few months ago had a similar idea. So she took herself a nice bath and made it into soap, and it's selling. She the soap is selling for over 2 grand on eBay. So her apparently it was initially here. Let me try to. It was initially available on Dr. Squatch's website. That is, yeah, Caucasian Sasquatch. I'm gonna say it's him, regardless, even though he claimed it wasn't. Um, but it has since been listed on eBay after selling out of the original on the original platform. Sweeney first announced her bathwater soap, Sydney's Bathwater Bliss, on May 29th, right? Revealing that it was made using her actual bathwater. The soap was then released nationwide on June 6th. So so yeah, her bathwater, it's being sold on eBay with over 20,000% price increase. Her dude,
That's not worth it.
no, but here's the thing. When it was selling on Caucasian Sasquatch's website, because I call him Dr. Squatch, it sold out within seconds following its launch at noon. The product is now available on eBay, but at an incredibly high prices compared to the product's cost on Dr. Squatch's official website, which is $8. Who in the hell is going to pay $2,000 for this woman's dirt? For her, butt crack dirt and
Canadians,
and
Canadians
yeah.
will. Look, they bought Belle Delphine's fucking bathwater straight up. You know, they buy
Zill-
farts in a box. They buy all kinds of nasty shit that women sell.
Zillage, I don't believe you. uh, well, Suka, you're Canadian, so you're in Canadian. We know what Suka's doing right now. He's ordering that bathwater. Don't drink it, Suka. Don't drink it. That the dark spots. That ain't gravel. So,
Yeah.
but
I mean, that's the thing, Carrie. Like he's saying he can take a bath and sell it as Linda Carter's bathwater. Like that's 100%. Yes, you could absolutely do that, and people would still fucking buy it. Right? You didn't even have to take a bath. All you got to do is put a little bit of dirt and some water, mix it up, and sell it off. And you could say whatever the hell you want about it. You don't know we don't know anything about whether or not this is actually bathwater soap or whatever. And even if it is, that's fucking disgusting.
are you challenging me? You challenge me. uh, moving right along. So this. So let's see. So the bathwater originally sold for $2,000 on eBay. Make your mind up, guys. But its price has since been reduced to $1,600. Ain't nobody gonna spend $2,000 on some doggone bathwater that you don't even, like you said, you don't even know if she really dipped her butt into it, or if she went down the street and got some guy named Jasper to do it. Item is in pre-sale, directly shipping from Dr. Squatch. Will come with ultra premium luxury photo pack of Sydney Sweeney. Something tells me that ain't her damn bathwater. The description further states that the photos are listed at 8x9 Zillion with a glossy finish. Who cares? Also mentions that the photos have been printed using the finest quality ink and printer on the market. Moreover, the description notes that the package containing the Euphoria Stars bathwater soap includes extra photos of the actress from the popular HBO show. The autographs are reprints. So, yeah, I'm not. The website crashed. The guy's website crashed when her soap went on sale.
Of course it did. Look, dudes, stop being weak little bitches. Stop buying this shit.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine?
Boy.
Can you imagine? Say you're some simpy dude, right? And you buy one of these bars of soap and you have it set aside and all that stuff. Well, you have a wife and you have a kid, and that kid starts mouthing off, maybe says some swear words, right? And so the mom's like, "Hey, wash your mouth out with soap," and she grabs that fucking bar and shoves it into your kid's mouth, right? And it's your fault because you brought it into the fucking house.
I mean, the kid might go, or what? Like, why does this taste like corn?
Yeah. You definitely shouldn't keep shit like that around. Period. It's not good. It's not cleanly. It's not sexy. It's just fucking gross.
Yeah, you really shouldn't keep it around. Literally, it belongs in the toilet.
Yeah.
You're preaching to the choir on that one.
I mean, you got to think of it like this, man, and I know you do, right? It doesn't matter how hot or how ugly a person is. All human bodies do the same disgusting shit when you get down to the basic level of it. You know? And the human body is not a pretty thing. It does all kinds of awful things. You know?
I mean, but that's why when you get married and you love somebody, you have to really love them, because
yeah, you have to overlook it, right? I walked into the bathroom after my wife used it one time, and she left fucking streaks in the toilet bowl, and I had a hard time not throwing up. But I didn't say anything to her about it because you don't do that when you're married.
You couldn't help that though, man. You can't help that.
I know. That's why I didn't say anything to her about it, but it's still fucking disgusting. You know?
Well, do what I do. If you see streaks, flush it. If I have to pee, I flush the toilet and I just piss the streaks off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, she's putting it. It's going where it's meant to go. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. But check this out. Now I'm looking at this. people who managed to get their hands on some of this soap, this bathwater soap, faced 250-minute wait time to check out. 250 minutes to check out.
Yeah, what's that like?
That's
Pretty close
hours,
to
man.
6 hours. Yeah. Probably
Yeah.
6 hours. A little over, actually. Yeah.
I mean, 60 minutes is 1 hour, so you figure, golly, man.
Yeah.
It's not. I agree with Sam with this one. It's not worth it. The company then stated they are working diligently to resolve issues affecting fans' purchases of the bathwater soap. The actress's bathwater soap was made using her own bathwater and other ingredients like sand. You call it like sand, shea butter, saponified oils of olive, sustainable palm and coconut, natural fragrance, mica or mica, kaolin clay, and sea salt.
You're better off with a hunk of pumice.
Grab yourself a pumice stone.
Yep.
Ugh.
Ugh. I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, I know why. Look, I know why the women are compelled to do these things. Is because there are men who will buy this shit, and some women who there is absolutely a market for it. The market already exists. I get that they're just taking advantage of the market, but come on, guys, what are you doing? You know, especially you Canadian dudes. Yeah, I'm blaming you specifically, and
Yes,
some
Suka.
Brazilians.
Why the Brazilians?
Hey, they're into fart porn, man. They're into all kinds of weird shit.
Will the soap grow mold? Suka, I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, it shouldn't do that.
No, it really shouldn't. Now, here's the second one before we let's get this out the way. So I thought that I wouldn't have to see it anymore, but yeah, it's back. Poop pills are back.
This again.
Hey, you said the S word, I didn't. But um this one's for Abe. Abe, wherever you are, be careful the next time you get sick, man, because apparently these doctors have decided that these poop pills are the cure all for everything. They're even saying that it should be used for people who work out in the gym. So so British doctors are prescribing poop pills with freeze dried feces for very exciting new treatment. So they call them crapsules. These little capsules are packed with freeze dried fecal matter. Oh, this
Oh, I
gets
just
better.
snorted so fucking hard.
It gets so much
INS.
better. Amira has officially taken she's she's officially taken a Luke Casely spot of all the times to walk into the show. Oh man. So Amira, you
No,
you
don't
missed
don't explain this. Don't explain this to me. I don't even want
well Caucasian Sasquatch is here. So we
to.
had to explain about how Caucasian Sasquatch was selling Sydney Sweeney's bathwater on his website, and people crashed it. They crashed the site to buy her bathwater, and
Yeah.
now Sasquatch is selling it on eBay for $2,000 a bottle.
Yeah, that's something he would do. Now
Yeah.
people get caught doing that. You don't just go around telling people that you're doing that.
Why are you eating right now? I would put that bowl down if I were you. I wouldn't eat right now.
It takes a lot to disgust me.
It didn't last night on Lapeef when they got to talking about a subject similar to this. The looks on your face.
Well, they said, oh, women are men. No. They said anybody is a woman if they declare to be a woman. He said, oh, so you think that trans men or trans women are women? She said, yeah. And that's when I about vomited. I was like, okay, this is, yeah.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
I
she's
caught
still
that.
gonna think that when one of them knocks her up.
You know what? You know what? My thing is, are you still gonna say that when one of them beats your ass? If they fight you and they put you in the hospital because of their strength, their man strength, are you still gonna say that? Oh, that's a woman.
Yeah, when you get uppercutted into orbit.
There you go. When you start flying faster than Elon Musk's space shuttles, come on now.
That was
Well,
probably it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that I thought her response was weird. That whole conversation got weird, especially when I forget his name, but he was like, and I understand he was trying to reason with her. He was like, well, if that's the case, then men and women should be kissing each other because both sexes have lips or something like something to that
Mm-hmm.
effect.
No. Guys, since you guys are talking about feces, here we go. Here, let me have a sip of my soup first. So since we're talking about feces, listen, the woman, she said something like, so if a man likes to have anal with his woman, what's the difference between
He's
having
gay.
anal with a woman versus having anal with a man? I said, well, in my mind, if a man wants anal, he's freaking gay. Or he's bi. He's curious because a man shouldn't be asking that from a woman. That's weird. But if he does do that, she said, so what's the difference between that? A booty hole is the same. She said, everybody has a booty hole, and a booty hole from a woman is the same as a booty hole from a man. And then the guy said, well, if you're saying that, then that means kissing a woman is the same as kissing a man. And I understand his point that women's lips are different. It's still a woman, men have lips too, but it doesn't mean. But my thing is, having anal sex is specifically a gay thing. Kissing is not specifically a gay thing.
Yep.
I see both sides of the argument, but I've never felt the urge to enter a woman's anus. So, but at the same
Well,
time,
I heard that there's only a reason that men only want to do that when the girl is too loose.
Now typically, if a man they'll say
I
that
knew
that's an
Samael
excuse.
had to
No,
give his
they
view.
really just want to be in there because they're gay. They're just not saying they're gay.
so what
Mm-hmm.
do you say about about straight women who actually like anal?
Also gay.
That's weird.
Women. I'm not talking about trans women. I'm talking about
Yeah,
I
it's
heard
regular
you.
women.
gay. She's perturbed. She's perverted.
So she's gay too?
Yep.
Yes.
Gay like a dude.
I don't see how, but okay.
Listen, the
Carrie,
reason
I
she's
see
gay.
both sides of the argument. I didn't say
No,
I agree with both sides.
Larry, the reason why she's gay is because somebody had to turn her out. For her to be into that, somebody had to turn her out, which was most likely a gay man. So she's still gay.
But why would a gay man want anything to do with her at all? He's gay.
Somebody had, I'm telling you, the first man who ever did that to her was a gay man. Even though he might not have said he was gay, he had gay tendencies. So ultimately, it makes her gay too. She's gay.
Yeah, and odds are a lot of times odds are this was something that happened fairly early on, like high school or college or some shit like that, and this would have been the dude's first, like, in major physical interaction with a woman or whatever, or pretty soon into that anyway. And yeah, later on in life, I bet if they met up again, she'd find out he's with a dude.
Or has been with a dude before, like has tried because he was curious.
Yep.
Okay.
So I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
But
for me,
sex is good.
and I just I don't need to be up in there. There is an appropriate hole for my third leg to go.
Dude, have you ever seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
No, I never saw it.
Okay, so there's a bit a whole thing takes place at a resort in Hawaii, and there's a married couple who are Mormons who are just married, right? And they're on their honeymoon, and the woman is just like all excited to please her man because she can now because they waited till marriage for sex, so she wants to try everything. Meanwhile, he's so like adherent to his dogmatic view of his religion. He's terrified of sex. He's terrified of sex with his wife. He keeps finding excuses not to have sex with her. And at one point, he's down at the bar hanging out with some other dudes, not drinking because he's a Mormon. And he goes, "If God was a city planner, why would he put a sewage system next to a playground?" It's just one of the funniest
Listen,
fucking things.
listen, that is silly.
Yeah, movie's a comedy, so
I mean, well, look. I mean, playgrounds have bathrooms, so so a sewer system is going underneath the playground.
he was just, he's like, I'm not touching her butt. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
well, going back to the article. I'm just gonna keep it pretty just short, but I just looked at this and it made me think about people, people like Abe who are over there who may be getting subscribed to stuff and don't even know that that's what it is. And now they're talking about, some even say fecal transplants in which the poop of a healthy person is transferred into someone else could be the key to crushing it at the gym and reversing some signs of aging. So they basically they want their populace swallowing these pills just for any freaking thing. And now they're saying, oh, and I actually read ahead, and it actually says that
Oh, dude, there's gonna be
what?
He got frozen again.
Oh,
No,
well,
but listen,
yeah.
there's really good medical evidence that putting another person who's healthy, putting a healthy person's fecal matter into your digestive system makes you healthier in turn.
if you do that, you're gay.
No, you don't do it like that. You get it by a doctor.
But so that makes a difference. You're swallowing somebody else's poop.
Larry, you're not going to win this. Stop.
You mean I'm not gonna win it? You're either swallowing it or you're having it surgically put in you. You're either
I
playing with the
mean,
hole
or
that
just
spawned
shoved
it.
up there like a suppository, right?
So what's to stop? So what's to stop a person who likes butt sex from saying, "I'm doing it for medicinal purposes"? I'm not gay.
Because you don't need to. What are we really having this conversation, Larry? Larry, Larry,
Amira, Amira,
don't listen,
lioness. I'm listening.
Larry.
You want to know why I'm
Nobody.
doing it? Here, this guy
No,
told
you're
me
not.
to do it.
You're not, brother. Ugh. No, listen. You're not getting anyone else's fecal matter in your booty hole by doing anal. Who
It's coming
else's
out of
fecal
it.
matter? Okay, see, this is just.
I'm listening. I'm
Can we
just
move
saying.
on to another topic?
No, I'm not done with this one. I have a point. I don't even want to see that part. But it's just, I understand that there is a medical thing for it, but I think it's getting ahead of itself. I think that they're now just trying to use it for anything because it there's a part in this article where it says that they were like, oh well, we thought that the viruses and bacteria that's in this poop was detrimental to the human body, but now we're realizing that we need it. And I was like, what? The viruses?
What, like parasites?
No, they said here. There's a real shift. It's right here. There's a real shift from 20 years ago where all bacteria and viruses were assumed to do you harm to now we realize they are completely necessary to our overall health. Since when has a virus been good for us?
For vaccines, we need viruses to make vaccines.
Yeah, I mean, there
Yeah.
is good bacteria and there's bad bacteria and there's neutral bacteria. Viruses pretty much come in the invade a cell, destroy it to replicate itself category. The only good that ever came from them was, like Amira said, using them to create
Well, they
sort of an
kill it.
autoimmune. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's dead or nearly dead when they inject it into you, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you know how that shit works. It's just to get
Yeah.
your T cells used to that particular shape, so that they can seek it out and destroy it, kind of thing. But otherwise, yeah, no, virus is not good, not good.
Yeah.
You
And that was
know?
my point of this. I was like, okay, guys, now you're. I understand that there's a need, but now you're reaching. You're
Yeah, I
reaching.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm like, if viruses are good, then why was COVID-19 such a feared thing?
Right.
Right.
That's
Well,
the
and
other point that I
that's
was making.
yeah, but that's shows that whoever's talking about this and saying good doesn't understand fundamentally what viruses are and how they replicate. We're not even 100% certain that they're actually life forms. They might, because they behave and they look more like semi-organic machinery than anything else. You know,
That's an
we're not
interesting take.
100% sure that they're actually alive, because they only exhibit some of the criteria for being considered a life form, unlike a bacteria, which exhibits all of them. And how they replicate, they enter a cell through the cell membrane, and they fuck with the
Mitochondria.
RNA till it starts to replicate basically them. They inject their own RNA into it. It takes over the replication process, and it ultimately creates new viruses, which then break out of the cell, destroying that cell and moving on to other ones. That's how it replicates. Right? There's nothing good about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to mute yourself, Amira. There's no echo.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no echo. But no, but just overall, I thought the Lapeep conversation last night was really good. I'm actually
Did you
really
hear me talk
liking it.
about donkeys?
I looked it
Everybody,
up. That
everybody in
was
chat's been talking about it. Chat's been talking about the whole time we've been live.
Did you guys really talk about it?
that was hilarious. Amira, can you do us a favor? Can you show a photo for those who don't know?
Mm. Mm-mm. Listen, they were talking about saving the virgin women and only having sex with the heathenish women, the devilish women who sold themselves, who are in the market, the sex market or whatever.
Mhm.
As they kept on talking about this back and forth, back and forth, I just threw out a little bit of a suggestion. I said, why not donkeys? Just use a donkey, use a chicken, anything. They went wild. They were like, oh, what?
Like that one girl, Amira, is that a part of your culture?
Yeah, is that a cultural thing? No. My thing is, okay, listen. You you make the goat cheese with a woman who is a walking petri dish, right? Petri dish, right? She's dirty. She
Or with
has
the
all
goat.
kinds of other people's goat cheese inside of her, right? And you don't think that's dirty, but you're talking about not having sex with a donkey. Like the donkey is cleaner than the woman that you were with.
Well, the woman is Sam's type, so.
Mm.
Devil says, I was going to say I'll be there in a minute, but if you guys are going to be talking about donkeys, I might hold off for a bit.
You don't need your conservatism over here, okay? We're being very liberal tonight. We're being very liberal and open.
Yeah, but no, just overall, I like his the content that I'm seeing now is starting to it's reminding me of his content years ago when he was really starting and was really hungry. You know,
Who? What?
Lapeef.
Oh, he's been super busy.
Yeah, yeah. And in fact, it actually looked at one point. It looked like you were actually running the show because I think you were like, Hey, hold on, so and so is next, and I was like, oh, okay, he must be taking a break or something. She must be running it.
Oh
But
yeah. Sometimes he puts me there. But anyway, how are you guys doing? Are you guys gonna do the game tonight, or are you guys just talking, hanging out?
I mean, we can. We tonight's thing was I pulled like a top. Since we're going into summer, uh, I pulled a list of top beach fails and top swimsuit fails, and then we have a creepy destination, creepy summer destination.
Hmm.
But the game is always it can be picked up at any time. I still have it saved, so really it's
Zealich,
up. Hmm?
Zealich said, speaking of that lady, I heard she was finally hospitalized. Who?
I don't know.
Yeah, what lady?
You mean you mean like uh turned into a mental asylum? Hospitalized? What are you talking about? Institutionalized? Who are you talking about, Zealich? And yes, donkeys instead of 304 suka manuka. Donkeys. Or sheep. Or chicken. But then again, chickens die. Don't do that.
I mean, they're gonna
Or a
die anyway,
cow.
right? I guess if you're gonna go that route.
Samael!
I'm saying, if you're a fucking animal, you should not be doing. By the way, I am not Cenk Uygur. I don't think that's a good thing. But if you're gonna do it, right, you might as well pick one that's gonna be like easy to cook afterwards.
Well,
Dude.
What? Don't
you
waste
get
it if
two
it's gonna
things done
die
at once.
anyway.
This dude, good grief, man. Samuel Lecter.
You know.
Mhm.
But look,
Can you
I
imagine?
again I don't think you should be fucking animals at all. I really don't. Not like I
Yeah,
said, I'm not Cenk Uygur who advocates for banging horses. You
you know
know?
what? I would dare say this. Going back to if you messing with, well, I guess, no, that doesn't apply. But if you messing with animals, but you're you're gay. That
Nah.
it just applies.
Nah. Nah.
Not to mention, who the hell knows what kind of crossover nonsense you get, especially the closer you are to that animal, like with mammals and such. Like a
This
But
mother.
bird is
wouldn't
a.
you be wearing a condom? You're not gonna do it raw.
I mean, if you're gonna go so far as to fuck a chicken, you're probably not gonna be thinking, about safety. I'm
You
just
go out with
saying,
a purpose. Can you imagine you go outside with a purpose? I'm gonna fuck this chicken.
right? I'm gonna bend this chicken over this tree stump. I know we usually just cut their heads off, but this time I'm gonna blow it off.
Like, hey, what you about to do, bro? Go fuck a chicken, bro.
Oh,
That's
no, Ariel, none of us are seriously into that shit. We're just joking.
Who are you talking? Don't speak for me.
quick
I'm
quick
not seriously
sidebar.
into this shit.
And you guys said, oh, the Adams family who lives in that house. Would I be offended because you called me the Adams family? Why would I be mad? That's what I am. If you go ahead. You know what?
That wasn't me. That was Suka. Suka did that. That was Suka.
You ruined my night. My night is ruined.
I didn't do that. Suka did it.
Yes, you did. You did it. I'm taking my ball and going home.
Zillish Suka did that. But yeah. Here, let's let's move forward because I don't really want to talk. I don't want to talk about the bestiality anymore either.
Yeah, get up here, devil.
So, and let me know at any time if you guys want to continue with the game. Like I said, I can. It's fluid, not gender fluid, but it's fluid. It can be
Wait a
picked
minute.
up at any time.
Wait a minute. Take down the video. 1 second. The Zealage made the answer because remember we asked him who was he talking about who was hospitalized. He said the only fan girl. The the Australian, the one who had the many guys in a day.
It
He was.
says Annie Knight. She's a,
I don't know who that is.
What did she get? Wait, she was the one who was
no,
with
that's
the.
not the same one. You're thinking above. Her last name is Phillips. That's the only thing I can think.
But I'm saying, was she like a hoe?
Yeah,
The Annie Knight?
yeah. I saw a news article, something about her getting in trouble. So I can't remember. But
Wait. So she did the goat cheese with a lot of men, right?
she did too. Yeah, she copied the other two. She copied that Phillips girl, and then there's another girl named Bonnie Blue, and she copied them. From what I understand, from what I read, it says here. Doot, 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 doot.
No,
It says
Blondie, they're two different people though. Lily Phillips and
it
Bonnie Blue.
says OnlyFans star Annie Knight slept with 500 men in one day. This is 11 hours ago. She bought this one Daily Mail. She bought a dream home using 600 grand she made from sleeping with. Wow. And then on top of that, it says that she was sexually assaulted while attempting to film the movie.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so, so,
So
so,
which one
so,
of the
so
500 dudes did sexually assaulted her?
that's what I was thinking. So wait, so now she's in a hospital. What, from like a STD or something?
I don't know. I mean, what Carrie's saying,
So
that's the
probably they tore her up pretty
Lily
good. She
Phillips.
probably had to go in and have some stitching.
Stitches. Yeah.
Hmm.
He said she got sick, so I don't know. But she had tears streaming down her face as she shared her experience, which she described as leaving her super shaken up. So she was sexually assaulted while teaming up for a collaboration.
Yakub says she's a walking STD.
I mean, at that point, 580
Well, now,
men.
yeah.
You know, and when guys
Oh,
keep
here it
going
is.
their body counts, they don't ever expect hundreds for a woman to say hundreds. I mean, men, they cringe at 20. Imagine 500.
She slept with 580 men in 6 hours.
Oh, wait, in six, I
In
thought it was
6 hours.
24. How does,
It says, hold on. It keeps turning the damn sound back on.
It's
So
the how
she's
is
on the
basically
men.
she limits time with each of them.
Yeah,
she's on the mend? So you're right, she did get stitches.
she's on the men after she was hospitalized following an event in which she slept with 583 men in 6 hours. Knight exclusively told us, I didn't really have any answers or anything like that, but I'm feeling a lot better to have finally stopped. But really, as of 3 days ago, it lasted for a while. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, which is good. She had to seek the help of medical professionals. So she had endometriosis, but they kept asking her why she was sleeping with the other guy, with all those guys, and she got pissed off at him.
So why the hell is she doing that with endometriosis? That's already a dangerous thing to have for a woman. And then she's doing that, putting herself more at risk for infections with endometriosis.
And she said all my symptoms has seemed to have finally stopped. But that was only really as of 3 days ago. It's lasted a fair while, but yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, which is good. She said it was frustrating when she got help because they were bringing up the 583 men challenge rather than focusing on her endometriosis or other health concerns.
Zealage and Minuca, endometriosis is like a uterine problem for ladies where I guess they're what's it called? What's those things called? The tubes.
The
Gosh, I
fallopian
should know.
tubes.
Yeah, thank you.
Fallopian
Why do
tube.
I not know the word? The fallopian tubes. Um, like they sometimes don't. They give too many eggs at one time, or they don't fire eggs, or it's just an off balance, hormone off balance, and then it causes things inside of the uterus. Like you can get like little tumors and stuff like that, I guess, around the uterus. But
You,
what you don't want to do is make yourself open to infections when you have endometriosis. It's a stupid thing to do.
Hmm.
yeah.
It's not an STD.
Usually also with
It's
like
something
flare
that,
ups, like no, no, it's a medical condition where your junk's going wrong. But it usually flares up around the time of the monthly time of a woman, and when it does, it causes crippling pain in a lot of cases.
yeah,
But nobody
that's
thinks
right.
she actually had endometriosis.
Women have fainted because of the pain from endometriosis and their menstrual cycle coming around it. It's just
Yeah, and she's saying here that um, her endometriosis became worse, noting that hormonal imbalances can cause irregular and heavy periods, which is what she has been dealing with ever since. So her banging those 583 men made her condition worse.
yeah, yeah, of course, because you're supposed to be pretty virginal when you have endometriosis. You don't want to be out there having lots of men. That I mean, that's a really stupid thing that she did.
Yeah, it's a chronic disease.
That's just so stupid. You're already suffering. Your body's already trying to keep itself stable, and you just, oh my God.
Yeah, that's a bit like taking ecstasy when you have epilepsy. You're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, you're asking, don't look at the lights, and then, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
it's just, yeah, so stupid. I mean,
Well, she didn't think it was that bad. I think towards the beginning it wasn't so bad because I was like, "Oh well, this can't last forever. Like it'll be fine." It just went on, and then I blinked, and it was halfway through the year, and I was like, "How am I still suffering? I don't have answers, and no one seems to know how to help me." It was starting to get really difficult. I haven't felt really like myself in months.
she's talking about the STD that she had.
Well, it didn't say she had a STD. It said that her sleeping with all those men made her endometriosis worse,
But
and
I
she
think
was
she got an STD because she said it took days, and then like after 3 days, which is usually what the time the medication takes to work, then she started feeling better after 3 days, right? That's usually when the medication starts to work. What is that like?
Well, she said it's been
Uh
6 months. She said it just. She said she had just started feeling better 3 days prior to the interview, but
I
she's
know,
saying
but
that
I think she got her medicine right after she got hospitalized, but she had been suffering
yeah,
for 6 months, right?
right. Maybe she did catch something and she just didn't want to say. That makes it even worse.
So she had something for probably 6 months and she was struggling with it. She finally went to the hospital, got treatment, and now 3 days later, after the hospital, she's getting better.
Yeah.
Odds are she probably caught a host of things.
Yeah.
Her bits are probably as active as a petri dish.
Wow.
Look at Devil. Devil's just sitting there taking this all in. Unfortunately.
Yeah, we should go back
Just
to the
like her.
chicken fucking.
Let's go to the chicken. The innocent chickens.
Get the brown ones. Their butts are bigger.
Yeah, a chicken's not taking 500 dudes in an hour.
Yeah, seriously. At least the chicken is pious.
Yeah.
The chicken would have
Good
at
evening,
least the
Frank.
decency of being ashamed of what happened.
Seriously.
Mhm.
Mm.
That's hilarious.
Well, it would be dead, but yeah.
I mean, would
If it
it
survived the first
though?
day, it wouldn't this.
Uh,
Yeah,
would
because
it?
even you're mashing its insides. It's not built to take humans.
Well, it
Well,
depends on the human, I guess.
Yeah, it depends on the
It's
human.
not really
oh
built
well.
to take anything at all. They lay eggs and then eggs fertilize separately.
Yeah, but if you
Yeah,
fucking
that is
you're that size and you're pooping out an egg that big every single day. Yeah, I'm guessing you probably stretch pretty easy.
He has a point.
He has a
Dude,
point.
you stretch like every day.
You do stretch pretty easy, I imagine. You're probably right about that. I'm just saying there is a point of no return.
Well, is it
There's a
egg?
point
Is that
every
point of no
rubber band
return? Is
won't
it
tap back
is it
anymore.
egg shaped? Is that point of no return egg shaped?
Most
I
likely.
am loving this conversation. This is the conversation of my
Look,
dream.
most dudes' balls are only a little smaller than an egg, right? You're certainly not going to fit a whole man's junk inside one of these birds without serious damage.
Ugh.
Well, the damage is going to come to us. Is going to come to the guy first. I mean, she was not like those balls are made out of cobalt.
I'll come
they're
back
gonna
after you stop being degenerates. Carrie's saying this.
Carrie is
well,
calling us degenerates.
well, you heard what I said earlier that how a certain person they lost their channel, and I said Carrie was probably jumping for joy. I wouldn't be surprised if he had something to do with it.
Aaron says, Amira brings the femininity to the stream. I bring the chickens and the sheep and the donkey because I think that, I should bring the whole barn to this conversation. I think I offer something so invaluable here.
I'm definitely down that it's all the woman's fault. I'm down with that.
You hear that, Aaron? It's all your fault.
Because she's a woman.
Yeah.
Okay. So quick. Let me get a quick panel vote for you guys. Do you guys want to do this and then go back to the game, the Choose Your Own Adventure game that we were doing last month, or do you want to just continue with
A chicken talk?
well, I mean, doggone it. I mean, like just the rest of the program that was already set up.
Well, I won't stay too long. So I don't want to start something and then I'm not going to finish it. You know what I mean? So can we do something that I won't be getting out in the middle of?
You won't miss something that you won't miss. Okay.
Yeah, that I won't miss out on.
Okay, we'll wait until you leave and then we'll do it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you mother sucker. Okay.
Well, you know what? I mean, I am married, and my wife did have kids. So technically, yes, I'm a mother.
So you're a mother sucker.
All right.
You mother sucker.
So I found these 20
So am I.
hilarious beach fails that will make you wet your pants. Now I thought these were stills, but they're not. They're gifts. Honestly, we have a bad feeling for the dog.
Ooh. Oh, wow. Poor puppy.
Yeah, I feel bad for that dog.
Yeah.
I hope his leg is okay.
Because listen,
Well, I
even though
doubt it.
she's thin, it's still too much weight for that animal.
That's exactly what
She
happens to
slid on
Sam
the
at the Christmas party. He's all like, "Bitch, I don't want to sleep with you," and she's all, "You're doing it."
Oh, you're going to.
Yeah.
That's why I don't
Yeah,
go to the
look at all
Christmas
this.
parties, man.
And he's proposing.
What an idiot. That's what he gets for being a simp.
Yeah, I would have held on to the ring tighter than I did her. She can swim the rings.
Yeah, the ring is probably gone.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because it got swept away. Because he was holding it loosely.
Kind of looks like
Yeah.
she is too.
And she tried to warn him too. She's like, no. All right. Less of a fall, more just utterly terrifying. Oh.
Oh, wow. And they fell on top of each other, probably. You know that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at
That hurt. That has to hurt.
That has to hurt a lot. Let's see. We react the same way to anything that flies.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell no. I could not handle it. I would be flipping absolute. No,
He
I
looks
can't
nice.
handle it. You guys know what I hate more than anything in this whole world is flies. I can't stand flies. The big black fat flies that you see in the summer. I can't stand those
horse
damn
flies?
things.
Yeah, those big horse flies. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
I
Any
can't.
type of fly.
That movie, The Fly, really made it even worse.
Oh
I love
my
that movie.
god. Because I'm like, what purpose do they do? Flies don't have a freaking purpose. Why are they
No,
here?
they do. They have a purpose.
To
They
disgust us.
eat all of the discarded bits that every other animal species leaves behind. If it weren't for flies, we'd be all up into our necks in shit, literal shit.
No, that's not true because all they do is
No, it's
stand on
absolutely
it
true.
and but they munch it, but they don't actually take it
They
all.
eat it. They're
Like
Well, what they do is they don't have teeth, so what they do is they vomit
they
onto it,
vomit
and then
on
they
it.
yeah.
Yeah, and then the acid from the vomit melts it, and then they. But
Ah,
my thing,
sorry.
but my thing is
Well,
they don't have a purpose.
they're also seasoning in India. So
What?
oh wow. Oh,
I can't be
forgot
the
to
only
tell you,
one
Larry.
who's.
Devil became a racist this week.
I try. I really do.
Thanks for the update.
I can't be the only one who's seen those videos where they're like straight freaking like putting shit in bags with flies covering it, and it's like,
Yep. And
why?
they just eat it, and oh my god,
First, this
disgusting.
dude accuses me of sleeping with chickens and cutting their head off. So basically, committing black seppuku on a chicken. And now you're talking about flies are seasoning in India. Let's see
It
the
just
next
keeps
one.
getting worse. Zealage, what do you want from us?
Stop me when I stop saying stuff that's honest. I'm just saying.
you,
Oh,
you
I
know
think
what's
that's a
funny
spinal
is
injury. That's a spinal injury right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's done.
you know what's really funny is Zillage is waiting on some equipment upgrades, but then he wants to come on the shows with us.
All right, let's see. We don't
This
know
is what
much
we
about.
do, man.
Oh no!
Damn,
Oh,
Dermy. Holy shit.
there's my plumber. There's my plumber. Where did he's supposed to be here tomorrow?
I'm not taking Dermy to the beach no more.
This dumb motherfucker. It's a good thing he dropped it and stopped right where he did. Yeah, it gets a little wet here, but if he had actually made it out any distance, he'd sink like a damn stone and all that crap.
Yeah, look at all his
Yeah, he would.
clothes. All those heavy clothes. Did you guys hear about the bride who wanted to take pictures in the ocean and her dress drowned her because she was in a full wedding gown, which we know are heavy as crap even without being wet. And she wanted to take these beautiful pictures and she got into the water and a tide came and the camera person wasn't able to save her in time and the dress pulled her down underwater and she died.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well,
If you fall into like frigid ice water, supposedly you're supposed to take your clothes off because they're not going to give you any warmth. They're at that point when they're soaked, they're just as cold as the water. But
That's right.
yeah, it'll tire you out quicker and actually have you expel more energy and more of your body holding the heat in.
Right.
yeah. Same thing if you get stuck in quicksand. There's a way out of quicksand, but they tell you to take the clothes off too. Take your clothes off and kind of get it off because the sand will start scraping your body, especially if it's hot outside. Like if you're out in a desert area, it makes it even worse. And we lost Sam.
Understand me going.
Oh wait a minute. Oh, there he is. Okay. So she got blasted. Let's see. Ow.
Oh, that's another spinal injury.
Oof.
Oh, that looks painful.
Yeah, that is definitely a spinal injury.
The ball burst. Baywatch, this was not.
Wow, it looks like her bikini came off too when she went in.
That looks horrible, like in slow motion.
Sounds like where that's my kind of girl.
I'll be ready.
Whenever you need.
Forever and always.
Oh, this poor kid.
It's just a full-on faceplant, man. He just stops moving forward.
Seriously.
And nobody even bothers to pick him up. They're just like, whatever.
But my thing is, like, what was the actual purpose? Like, what was he gonna do other than that? Like, The way he was running to the water, it didn't look like he was trying to do anything other than faceplant.
I mean, he's a kid. I mean, logic didn't really apply to what I don't think logic applied to what he was trying to do.
Right. Yeah, you're right. In his mind, he was probably Superman with a cape and everything. And yeah.
This lady was a stranger.
Oh.
I mean, this is simple enough. She just went to. That's probably her mother.
What a little bitch. The little kid is a little bitch.
You can.
And she's laughing too.
Yeah. She's
That's
gonna
why
grow
they.
up to be
That's why they invented that where you could just like drop children off at like fire stations, no questions asked.
when they're no good. Just like,
she's like, here, take this one.
Yeah, this one failed. We failed. Sorry.
She's like, I'm sorry.
We'll try again. We'll try again.
All right.
Uh-oh.
And this next one.
Sam,
is that
what the hell?
I swear, honey, I didn't want it to happen.
Is that a kid or is that a midget?
That's a kid.
It's a woman.
Hopefully it's a woman. Otherwise, he's got some explaining to do.
He's like, "Oh, girl, you could have."
No, I'm talking about the little kid that's throwing the dirt.
No, I don't know about
that. Yeah, you gotta see get smacked in the face.
I was talking about the one above it.
Yeah, no,
they don't piss in the direction that the wind is coming from.
And he's just like, okay.
Yeah. He was trying to hurt his brother, but ended up hurting himself.
Yeah, he's like, "Get away from me, sand," and didn't work.
Okay. Hot tag.
Happening? What's happening?
I guess she tripped and was trying to. I don't know.
The black girl is like, "Girl, get off me!"
Exactly.
And she's all like, "I'd be the same way."
She's all like, "How the hell are you the one who knows how to swim?"
Yeah. You're supposed to save us, not me.
Exactly. Like, girl, wait a minute. You're supposed to know how to swim.
Right.
She's more in shock than anything.
Yeah.
And then you got the kid underneath. He just jumps right in the hole.
Oh, wow. He disappeared. He completely disappeared. How deep is that hole?
Well, I see the top of his head pops out.
And a half.
Yeah, did the kid dig that hole? That's a huge hole that a kid would dig.
No, I doubt he dug it. One of the adults. See that lady running?
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably dug it.
It's not racist.
It's
truth.
Well, she was pretty, and then nope.
Hey, this girl, she just took a bath with Sydney Sweeney's bathwater.
But this looks like a really nice modeling picture, and then bam, life hit you.
You know what the problem is she's never gonna get the sand out of that. I'm just saying.
Oh
no,
yeah,
she's not.
Because it was like an updraft. Oh,
America.
God bless America.
Uncle Sam hits hard.
Yeah, sure does. The kid is learning early that Uncle Sam hits hard.
Yeah.
What happened to him? Oh, he got knocked out.
Ooh. Oh, he got clothes hangered. Isn't that what it's called?
Clotheslined.
Clotheslined.
Yeah, close hangered is what we do to our fetuses in this country.
Oh, that's what it is.
Unfortunately.
Ooh, okay.
Dude, he went flying.
Don't mess with Amira. What did I do, Yaku?
And that's the other thing. He be in the Lapeef chat cutting up.
He's him and Old Blindy. They have their own little world. They have their own language. They talk to each other in their own cryptic language on Lapeef. Lapeef. I'm like, oh my god.
And I know that everybody on the panel sees it. I just go in there and I just put the lion symbol so you know I'm there.
Yeah.
And I just leave it at that. But Old Blindy and Jacob,
they don't stop. It's just you have no filter, and then it just keeps going and going and going.
That's enough for that one. That last one I didn't want to show because it looks like a woman being eaten by a shark because there's like blood in the water surrounding her. It looks like she's being pulled down. So I don't know if that's real or not, but I didn't want to.
Or it's just that time of the month.
Yeah. There was a story I read yesterday morning about a 9-year-old girl in Florida that got her hand bit off by a bull shark.
Which are more
Because
aggressive.
she was menstruating?
No, bull sharks are they're the most
No,
aggressive.
she was just
sharks.
playing she was snorkeling in the water.
Yeah.
They don't know if they're the most aggressive, but they do have the highest testosterone.
Oh,
And they survive in fresh water and salt water. They're found in both.
wow.
They can actually purge the I believe it's salt from their insides to make them more buoyant, so they can or pull it in, and they can be in fresh water longer for a longer time. And yeah, so you'll find them in rivers, which is why there's so many attacks with them, is because they're just more in contact with humans.
Yeah.
Sorry, Yakub, I didn't read that right.
That's part
I'm a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me apologize to Yakub. Sorry, Yakub. I didn't read it right because my eyes are a little bit off right now. Pardon me. Yeah, you said America, not Amira.
America. So this is 15 ridiculous swimsuit fails that might scare you away from beaches. This is number 1.
That's definitely chasing Sam away.
That's Charlie.
Charlie. Oh my God, does look like Charlie.
That's Charlie when you gave him that when. So Devil.
I shaved him. Well,
yeah, Mira shaved.
And so then he broke my marble floor, my marble heated floor.
I don't think Devil knows this story.
No, he wasn't there at the time.
Didn't he like knock a? Didn't you have a Picasso and he like knocked it on the floor?
Yes, yes. The Picasso's right next to the jacuzzi, and then so it's like a little step thingy, and he's gotten on that thing so many times, and he's never done anything. But that night in particular, he was mad, and I guess he was like, "I'm gonna get her back," and he knocked the Picasso off of the tower that it was on, and then it hit the floor, the heated marble floor, and it cracked 2 of the tiles, and then we couldn't use the heated floor anymore because of that.
Yeah, and why did he do that again?
Because I cut his hair short.
And who warned you not to do that before you did it?
Larry. But the thing is, I thought it would be whatever. I'm not even gonna explain myself to you guys.
No, well, look, you have the floor and I want to know.
Well, I don't have the floor anymore because he broke it.
Yeah, but the thing is that I never heard your reasoning because I was too busy laughing when it happened.
I see. You guys know that Larry, the day when I cut his hair, Larry said he's mad. He's gonna get you back for that. And I said, oh, he'll be fine. And then the very next morning, I called Larry. I was like, my floor is broken, because you can't use a heated marble floor if the tiles are exposed. You know, if the heating elements are exposed, you can't use it until it's fixed.
But did you fix it finally?
Yeah, we fixed it. But I mean,
it's not cheap.
The Picasso was broken. The floor was broken.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, that was thousands of dollars of damage just because I shaved him. I mean, jeez.
Well, if you shave me, I'm going to cause thousands of dollars of damage too. I'm just saying.
Oh gosh, I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
And on top of that, you're a feline. You're a lioness. So how you gonna shave?
Well, see, I didn't think it was a big deal. I thought we understood each other. I guess not. Are we going to look at the number 2? Ridiculous swimsuit?
There you go.
Oh, no.
Furkini, there you go.
That's disgusting. Oh, no. How did Del hair get on the... So his hair grows like that all the way up to his shoulders?
Yeah. Last night while drinking beer, Ted said, "You know what, dog? I want you to shave me because I'm going to the concert or the fair or whatever tomorrow." And I think this is going to be a great idea. Ted was wrong.
Yeah. I've unfortunately I've seen men walk around with their shirt off at public places, and yeah, you can definitely grow that much
Wow.
hair.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh my.
That's a
Okay,
little
Borat.
tight.
A little.
It's like
I mean, it's barely covering the nipples.
Oh, he looks like Ron Perlman in City of Lost Children. After he let himself go.
looks like Eric Cartman's uncle. What the fuck?
He sure as hell does. He looks
Those
like Eric
glasses.
Cartman.
Those glasses. Oh, we found Waldo, says Aaron.
Yeah, he's been
I don't
holed
wanna
up in the
find him.
Twinkie section at Walmart for the last
Yeah.
40 years.
He's a lot easier to find now that he's 6 sizes bigger.
Yeah, right. Since he's wide on all sides now.
And dyed his hair.
Yeah, they're all find Walter, like the dude with tits in the fucking disgusting bathing suit.
The straight bathing suit.
And then you got this chick with
That's
goldfish.
creative.
Yeah, that's creative. I have to admit that's pretty creative.
I mean, it gives you something to look at. Like, at least you can
Maybe
watch the
she's-
little fishies.
Maybe she's testing out the tit job before she actually gets them implanted. Right?
Is she gonna put the fish? She's gonna keep the fish in them.
Yes,
I mean-
that's what I'm speaking.
Not for
You
long, I
imagine
guess.
seeing
They'll
Can you
die.
imagine seeing them swim around underneath her skin?
What's with all the ribbons hanging around? Like, I get the clear plastic bikini, but what is with all the string?
Listen, that's part of the fashion, okay? Devil, something you wouldn't understand.
Were they supposed to be jellyfish? Is that what the look she's going for?
The silicone fish. What's supposed to be Madonna?
It looks
What's
like
wrong
a
with that?
gladiator.
Yeah.
That's not
Like
a swimsuit. That's lingerie.
Star Wars.
That's a plastic bag that got ripped up.
Yeah. That's
But
exactly what that is.
I'm totally
Klaus
okay
Schwab
with
would
it.
definitely wear that.
Oh,
Oh, come
Larry,
on.
why'd you put your picture in here? Damn it!
Larry, that's why he wanted us to watch this.
That's not me. That's Zillage.
That's why Larry wanted us to watch this. He was like,
Yeah.
guys, you guys got to see this.
It's not me. I'm not a Beyonce fan.
It's
This
a
guy
clever way
clearly-
for him to show off his new bathing suit.
It says Beyonce on the back. It's damn sure not me. I'm not a Beyonce fan.
Well, maybe that's why
Oh.
it's on the back, because that's where the poop hole is. Beyonce.
So you saying I want to take it in the butt from Beyonce?
No, we're saying her music is shit.
Yeah, her music is. That's why it belongs back there.
Oh,
where it
my
comes from.
God.
Oh, I
And
love
there's
this.
Sam and his.
See?
You give me too
I
much
love
credit.
it.
I would be wearing a full-on wetsuit. I don't let any of my skin get exposed to the sun.
Guys, this looks so good. I like this guy. I want to meet this guy in real life. Like, we would have the best conversations.
Well, you're a lion. He's a tiger. So
And I'm a bear. Oh my! All right, next.
Where-
You might rethink that
But-
phrasing, Larry.
yeah, I was just gonna say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't
Are those-
right.
Cheeks?
Yeah,
I think so. I think he split his fucking.
his suit split. his swimsuit split.
He gives me better propulsion through the water when my ass is just hanging
Yeah.
out.
There's-
All that chlorine washing his butt while he's
Yeah.
he's pedaling.
Shaved
When my ass-
4/8
no.
of a second off my time.
Like aerodynamics?
It's gonna be the new fashion at the Olympics next year. Just ass cheeks out.
Oh my God!
Ass cheek.
I don't
Okay.
know what this is supposed to be.
Tape?
Electrical
Duct
tape?
Yeah, for real. Okay.
That is
Well.
the weirdest thing.
That's something.
Oh, you can't wear that in the ocean. It's gonna fucking dissolve. That's yarn.
Oh, yeah.
That is yarn.
How the hell does that not make your undercarriage itch like a motherfucker?
Right?
Well, she's
Or your
probably hairy.
nips.
She probably doesn't feel it.
That's true. She might be having furry britches under there. So
Yeah, you know those are like hippie types.
She's got a whole other bikini that she's growing.
Yup.
Oh,
now that's a practical bathing suit right there. Who needs to pay all that money at Walmart?
This chick shops at the Alex Jones store.
No. This is
They're turning my
I think
vagina
that's
gay.
This is Sam.
no. Sam is
I agree.
definitely the leopard guy.
That is an old man in a woman's bathing suit.
It sure as
Yeah,
hell is.
seriously.
Like, okay, she's pissed at her husband, so she hit his bathing suit. So he's all, fine, woman, and just went and got hers, and he's all, I'm going in the pool one way or another.
I'm gonna stretch out yours now. No, is he holding flowers?
No, he just got. Look how proud he's standing of it,
Yeah.
like a president, like he's supposed to be on a dollar bill or something. Like he's supposed to be on Mount Rushmore.
Oh.
That just looks like a prank gone wrong.
Yeah.
Guys, that is so dangerous to do that to your skin. That's like cancer waiting to manifest. Ugh.
Yeah.
That he passed out on the beach. His friends went and got one of the topless girls' bikini tops, put it on him. 3 hours later, that happened.
Yeah. That's not funny. That's bad.
That's bad.
Well, they saved his nipples from burning at least.
Yeah. He won't get nipples cancer.
Dim
Yeah,
guts
seriously.
swimsuit.
Ew. I thought it had the pattern from a scarf, like, like a scarf you wear on your head type thing. I didn't know. Yuck.
Nope,
Yeah.
that's intestines.
Yeah.
What the?
It comes with an inflatable?
With spikes on it? That seems counterintuitive.
What are you talking about? That's an anti-shark bathing suit right there, man. It bites back.
Okay.
Wow. It's
Dude,
like a shark biting into a
eat
cactus.
license plates.
Certain sharks.
Can you imagine the shark is like, why is it feeling like I'm eating a cactus?
Yeah.
Well, won't it just spit it out right away? Like it'll try to take
Well-
a nibble and be like, "What the hell?"
Well, one,
Not
that chick had
necessarily.
no fat on her, so yeah, he'd probably be pretty pissed when he tried to take a bite. He'd be like, this meal sucks.
Yeah. I don't know. If that was me, I would try to look less like a fucking cupcake while I'm floating in the ocean.
I hear that. Now, here's the creepy destination of the night. So the Stanley Hotel is the inspiration behind the Stephen King movie The Shining.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amira, you travel a lot. Have you ever been to the Stanley?
I don't believe so. I don't know,
I've been there many
possibly.
times.
Have you?
Yeah, it's in Estes Park, Colorado. I've lived in Colorado for a long time. Yeah.
Is it really haunted?
That's the theory. I've never seen anything there myself, but a lot of other people claim to have. And I mean, it's a grand old hotel, and yeah, it's kind of spooky. But I personally never seen anything there at that location.
Well, let's see. It's supposed to have some facts. The Shining wasn't even filmed there. Well, I figured that. The Shining was never filmed. It was never shot inside or around the Stanley Hotel. One of the more shocking details of the Stanley Hotel is that the movie The Shining did not take place inside. Instead, the film was shot almost entirely in the studio at Elstree Studios in Hertfordshire, England, with some exterior scenes being filmed at the Timberline Lodge. I mean, I'm not surprised by that.
Because they went to the Stanley and they looked and they said, "Oh my God, this carpet isn't ugly enough," and so they decided to
fly all the way to England.
Yeah, to film that ugly ass carpet.
That and the fact that some of the shots that Kubrick wanted to do, like the shot of the elevator with all the blood flooding out of it, right? They actually did that shot. They had to build a set for that because there's no fucking way that the hotel was going to allow them to do that on their like 140-year-old carpet.
Right.
I have to drop. Okay.
Okay.
I might come back.
All right. See you later.
Thanks for coming. See you later.
Thanks for coming.
See you tomorrow.
But yeah, no.
Definitely ain't gonna be back, folks. I'm just saying.
Who's Elizabeth Wilson? Elizabeth Wilson resides in room 217. Who the hell is Elizabeth?
Oh, I think that's one of the rooms that is supposedly haunted. There's at least one room in the Stanley that is people will actually pay extra to stay in because that's supposed to be the haunted room, and I believe it's one where she supposedly died.
Yeah, it says it's haunted by the ghost of Elizabeth Wilson, a housekeeper who died inside. This is the most famous room in the entire hotel, and for good reason. There was a maid named Elizabeth Wilson who was lighting the gas lamps in the rooms many years back, but room 217 had a gas leak that blew the room apart and flung her body a story down. Wow. She did survive with a few broken bones and continued to work at the hotel for a few more years, but for some reason she chose to stick around here after her demise. Elizabeth still keeps to her housekeeping routine as people return to their rooms to find their luggage unpacked, shoes being lined up, and shadows seeming to pass through the walls. Now, here's the funny thing: is there's a haunted hotel in San Antonio called the Minger Hotel. One of the reported 35 ghosts that are in that hotel, including the ghost of freaking Teddy Roosevelt. There's a housekeeper that does the same exact thing.
I don't like when I'm not I believe there might be ghosts. I'm totally accepting of that. We're all energy. Once we die doesn't mean energy can't, remain and find focus or whatever in a place. Okay, I'm totally on board with that being a possibility. But I hate these ones where they're like, there's like 35 ghosts. What are the odds that 35 people were so connected, especially Teddy Roosevelt, who didn't die there, uh, so connected to a place that you just start stacking ghost on ghost? No, that
So
is a gimmick. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's a tourist thing. Anytime you see any of these
No.
places where they're just like, oh yeah, no, it's super haunted, so we got to sell a bunch of tickets. Like odds are it's probably not, and if it is, it's probably not ghosts. Because fact is, folks, ghosts, while I think are real, they are very rare because the dead got better things to do than stick around here. If you encounter something, it's probably something that was never human to begin with. So maybe don't poke it with a stick. Um,
That's even worse. That's even scary. That's even
well,
worse, Sam.
but in places like this, I mean, these are tourist traps, so of course they're going to play that up. There might be rumors, there might have been whisperings or something. Maybe somebody heard or saw something out of the corner of their eye, and it gets blown out of proportion, right? I'm not saying nothing ever happens in these places, but I think the degree at which I think Devil's right, the degree at which they are promoted is an exaggeration.
Mm. Well, let's see. Apparently, it's not the only room. Room 428 has a friendly cowboy. So he's a ghost. People have reported being kissed on the forehead by him.
I was gonna say how friendly. I don't know if I don't want some cowboy ghost
Hey,
trying
hey, do you remember,
big turkey Philly.
Devil? Did you ever
Like
watch
a
Robot
bird
Chicken?
singing.
Did you ever did you ever watch Robot Chicken?
Yeah.
Did you ever see that rape ghost episode where it was like a gang almost like Scooby Doo, and there was a ghost that was that it was going after the boys and the guys, and it was pulling their pants down and like trying to get in them, and it was the ghost of Liberace. They were like rape ghost.
Why did it just seem so wrong to hear you say trying to get in him? Like
Well, he was. He was.
It's the phrasing.
yeah.
Apparently, he's the ghost of a cowboy who frequents the room in the dead of night, but he just likes to sit in a corner or pace the floor. He is quite the gentleman, as one couple asked him to leave the room and he obliged, and other ladies have awoken to him kissing their forehead good night. No one knows the story, but everyone can respect a man who respects the ladies even in the afterlife. Okay. Ghost children like to play games with those in room 418. Isn't that the same? Okay. So I'm guessing the twins are based off of this.
Maybe.
Twins
I
from The
don't know.
Shining.
I think King was inspired by the hotel itself, but the story
Yeah.
is almost entirely his own fabrication.
Well, it says the infamous twins from The Shining are based on these tales.
Mhm.
Uh, this particular room is haunted by ghost children who like to play with the objects in this room. Guests have seen lights flicker, hangers move on their own accord, and some people covers even ripped off of them during the night. A 4-year-old girl stayed in the room a few years back and told her mother in the morning that a young boy had tickled her in the night, but he left after she asked him to stop. Children are known to make up stories, although it's hard to think of this as just a funny coincidence.
Yeah, I think when ghost hunters or whatever went to the Stanley, they put a ball in that room, and then yeah, it moved like 1/1000th of an inch, and they're all like, "Look, it's proof of ghosts." I'm all like, "Or a wind."
I hate those fucking shows.
Yeah.
Or
Those
or it
paranormal
could just
hunters.
be the simple force of motion because they put the damn ball down and the ball's gonna roll. The floor
Yeah,
could
that's
also be slightly off.
Yeah. Like I said, I agree with
yeah.
Sam. I
Those
hate
shows are
I hate
terrible.
yeah. It's people will make up in their head whatever they need to prove what they already believe. If you believe in ghosts, then every single little movement, every single shadow moving, little thing is somehow a definitive proof that you were right about your thing. If you don't believe in ghosts and you're adamantly think it's bullshit, then every single one of those is nonsense and not real. So I'm always open. Like I said, I'm always open to being proven.
Mhm.
Because like I said, I'm not doubting it's possible. But I do hate those shows when they show that shit. The only reason why I was watching it was because it was one of the few things on late night. So it was either that or infomercials, and you can only watch, spray on hair so much
Yeah.
before you're
I
like, yeah,
I used to poke holes in that shit all the time. I had a roommate who was really into these things, Ghost Hunters specifically on Sci-Fi Channel, and it's always the same shit. It's always these guys go in, they talk about being paranormal professionals and experts and all this shit, and they do the same shit over and over again. They never find anything. They talk about the rumors of the things in there. And like I said, ghosts are very rare. Like at best, you're probably gonna just find death echo, which is more of an impression than it is any kind of actual being, right? At worst, you're gonna find something that wasn't human in the first place, right? It was this one that we were talking about, this woman in red, and there's like, oh, and she seems kind of mean looking, and she's looking directly at us and stuff. I was like, first of all, if a ghost notices you, not a ghost, right? They're
yeah,
they're in their own shit. They're not going to see you. If they do, that's not a ghost. And secondly, there are things out there, and I'm not talking about demons, by the way. I know a lot of people say anything that's not, an angel is a demon or whatever. That's not true. It's a vast universe. There's a bunch of shit out there. Most of which, if it can directly interact with you, you don't want to be poking because a lot of it operates on instinct. So just don't go poking these fucking bears.
Well, speaking of that, a lot of people died at the concert hall, and it's a flurry of paranormal activity. Now, I mean, if they died a violent death, that's more believable to me that something might be going on in a concert hall. Lucy the ghost also haunts the hall. A small girl who had been thrown out of the Stanley Hotel and perished still haunts the concert hall and basement. So she was found in the hotel basement, peeping at some construction plans. The staff found out and threw her out into the cold, where she froze to death. And now she haunts the concert hall and basement.
She's the little match girl.
Yeah. The male ghosts are handsy with the women.
Well, they're all supposed to be over 100 years old, right? Of course they are.
Yeah, let's see. Stroking their hair, kissing their cheeks, or hands running along the length of their bodies. If anyone in the group feels a ghost near on them, it's simple no thank you, I'm taking my work. However, a more stern warning towards them might be required if they're persistent. Hands off, but what are you going to do to stop them? Now, who's Lord Dunraven?
Uh,
The original owner of the Stanley Hotel. Makes his presence well known to guests of the Stanley Hotel. It's also believed he haunts room 401. But Sam, you said you'd never encountered him.
no. You look, you get feelings and impressions and shit, but no, there wasn't any actual beings wandering the hall or anything that I saw. You know, um, and like I said, I've been there. I've been there several times. I've never stayed overnight in it. I just, we go up for a day to Estes Park, and sometimes you take the tour and go on the ground. Sometimes you go out to the shrubbery that surrounds and walk around the maze a little bit and that kind of thing. But yeah, never once did I get the impression there was anything that was actually there. Just that things had happened in that building.
Did you get robbed? Because according to this, it says that he causes a feeling of unwelcomeness and he steals your stuff as a price for staying in his hotel.
No. Nope, never happened.
He isn't a fan of men. I would imagine that.
Yep.
So they have so 407 has a friendly ghost. Okay, I guess it's nicer by comparison.
other than the masturbating cowboy and the handsy dudes in the concert hall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the klepto original owner.
Mhm.
A
Mhm.
man often appears in room 413. Well, I'm guessing what he rents it. Like there's a male ghost who likes to pop into room 413, presumed to be a guest who died inside. Okay, so they don't know. There's have been several guests who reported seeing a man sitting in the corner of the room in an old-fashioned suit that doesn't fit with today's style. Other reports have been made of a man's face in a blue ball resting outside the room, which probably scared more than a few people. It is more than a little creepy, but we wouldn't expect anything less from Restless Ghost. The fourth floor is definitely haunted. Sam, did you go on the fourth floor?
It's possible, man. Last time I was there was like 25 plus years ago.
Mm. So it says this is where the most paranormal activity occurs. If you want to hear the sounds of ghosts, then you should book a stay on the fourth floor. You can hear the children's laughter, partygoers returning after a long night, and the pitter patter of children's feet running down the hall. People have also seen strange lights, and some say they felt the presence while they were in this hall, all of which wouldn't deem as normal activity in a hotel. It's hard to say that it's not haunted when there are so many reports pointing to ghosts on this particular floor. Huh.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing: if like touching back on the marketing thing earlier, if the marketing is pervasive enough and people want to see these things, it's not really. It doesn't really matter if these things are actually there or not. People are going to see them.
Not me. I'm staying at the Motel 6. I'm cheap. I'm cheap. I ain't fucking paying those prices.
It's a
Yeah, I'm
ski
cool.
resort now. There's no Motel 6.
Oh, blindy, dude.
Right. Yeah. No, but yeah, it's just people. There's going to be a certain psychosomatic element to this. Maybe there is something there, but like it's going to get fleshed out in people's minds more than anything else. So yeah, if it's famous for being haunted, if people pay money to go see, how haunted it is with the open mind and I really want to see something haunted, you're going to get a bunch of reports of something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
we had the same situation. One of friends, Adam Soldier Spirit. He did filmed in what was it,
Tombstone, right?
Tombstone? Yeah,
Yeah,
Tombstone.
Tombstone.
Yeah.
And they were doing this spirit box thing or something. I can't remember what it was called, but essentially the ghost was supposedly able to fiddle through channels on the radio and use
EMF,
words to and they thought they heard this and they thought they heard that, and in their head it confirmed everything. And I'm sitting there like, or it was just a random fucking word and you found some meaning in it, like I'm
right.
yeah.
Dermy was on that panel freaking out the whole time, like clutching his rosary. And I'm in the chat with super cats the entire time saying, guys, it's not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. It's really
Yeah.
not. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there like I don't want to be the party pooper and be like, y'all are stupid. But so I'm all
should
like,
have.
yeah, maybe we're hearing something.
See,
I don't know.
and I'm a believer in these things, man. I am.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, no, you guys are hyping yourselves up over little things.
Yeah. I was more like, it was funny because towards the end of that stream, there was this girl who was actually kind of hot on the thing. So I was like more trying to get him to like, go after the girl. Like, let's chat her up. Like I'm all like, I'm done with the
She wants
I
to
saw
do
a
the Dan
shadow.
Aykroyd sing in Ghostbusters.
Oh God, hell yeah.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, he should have definitely gone after the girl. All right, but so we're getting close to the end. So, Devil, I know you weren't on yet. So, Monsters Ball, we're about to go into the semifinals, and I told Sam what I want. What I want to do right now is I'm gonna have you pick a number first, and then Sam, and it's numbers 1 through 12, and because what you guys are basically doing, you're matching up the 12 finalists, right?
Okay.
And so basically, you guys are choosing who's fighting who. All right. So Devil, you first. You got between number 1 and 12.
All right. I pick 6. 6.
I knew you were gonna say
Yeah,
6.
number 6. Yeah.
Yeah, that's your number, isn't it? 3 times over. All right.
Yep.
Sam.
11.
All right, Devil.
Yeah. I said 6.
You can only pick 6 once.
I did.
Yeah, but now we're on to the heat. You said 6. He
Oh,
said
okay, so
11.
it's we're doing more heats. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm seeing that. I thought we were doing one at a time. I'm all like, I said 6. What are we gonna? Is this like a tag team match? Is that what we're going for?
No, it's
Alright.
there's 12 finalists. So which
Okay.
each person, because I have them all numbered. I'm not looking at them right now. So when you say the number 6, one of the 12 finalists is number 6. Sam said
Okay.
number 11. So number 6 will fight number 11.
Okay.
Now it's your turn to pick another one.
This is completely an unfair thing since me and Sam never really got on the list of battling for first round.
Oh, it's in the works. It's in the works.
3.
All right, Sam.
1.
Devil.
9.
All right, Sam.
5.
Devil.
Wow, what's left? Did we ever use 8?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Okay, 8.
You haven't used 8.
12.
Right. Okay, Devil.
2.
Sam.
7.
I knew you were gonna say 7. All right, Devil.
What are the last 2 numbers? I can't even remember. 4.
Okay.
Is 4 left? I mean,
Yeah, 4 was left. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think 10. Yeah, 10 is the
Yep.
last one.
Yeah.
All right. So here's as it stands right now. In the first matchup, which will likely be next week, it is the Collector versus Mephisto. All right. The second one, the second matchup will be the Tall Man versus Pinhead.
It's a little better.
All right. The third matchup will be Sam's favorite vampire, Klaus Michelson. The one where he fussed and argued and it's stupid. It's Klaus Michelson. It's Klaus Michelson versus Jason Voorhees.
Oh, Jesus. So we have to talk about my favorite character while we're talking about the gayest fucking vampires on earth. This is great.
Pretty much. Number 8 is Pumpkinhead. All right. Versus Q.
That's gonna be a short battle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna go well. Let's see. The next battle will be Pennywise. Pennywise versus Emotep. And the last one will be The Thing versus Melkor. And that will be the semifinals, which will start next week. With that said, you guys got a show to go do. I'm gonna let you guys get up out of here. Devil, you got anything you want to plug?
Check out besides the pub here in a half hour. Check out on Wednesdays. We're probably gonna move it to 7 just because Strider couldn't stay the whole time. And the whole reason we had it at 7:30 was because Iron was going to do his show first, but he's going to move it to Tuesday, so we're free. So 7. But we're going to be doing Make Me a Sandwich. It was the first episode Sam was on. It was great. Yeah, had a lot of fun. We're still working out the kinks and getting everything the way we want it. But it was a great show. Check it out. It's on my channel, Beals the Hub, and yeah, hope you guys like
Unless
it.
you're a woman, then don't check it out.
Yeah, stay away with your hormones.
As for me, as soon as I leave, as soon as we get off, I'm going to make a video. So I've added some content double onto my channel. I'm going to be doing part 2 of Villain, and then I'm going to release it. I'm probably going to set it for noon tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. Yep, that's it for me. Sam.
Next thing up is the pub over on Devil's Channel, which we'll be going to here in about a half hour. And then we've got Screaming Into the Void tomorrow afternoon, assuming all of my shit is working. We'll see how it goes. And then on Monday, I'll be on Adam the Renaissance Nerds channel for Mellow Mondays. Then right back here next Friday for Abyssal Musings. I will not be doing anything in the middle of next week because I'm not going to be in town. So it is what it is. So,
which means I'll be I'll still be around to do if you're not here next week, Abyssal Musings will still go on. So
no, I'm at the middle of next week, not Friday. Friday I'll be there for. But like so, sometimes other shows get popped up. You get invites, or you just like sometimes I do a Whispering in the Dark or some shit like that. I don't have anything planned for the middle of next week, Wednesday specifically, because I'm going to be out of town. So
okay, all right. Well, I guess that's it, Sam. You can head us out.
Thanks y'all for hanging out with us, even through the sewage that was the first half of the stream. Appreciate all of you. Thanks to Larry for putting the show together as always, and Devil for coming in at the inopportune moment.
Poor chickens.
And to Amira, who also came in at an inopportune moment, although less inopportune than you did, and all that, and everybody in chat. We appreciate y'all being here. We'll see y'all next time. Remember, it could be worse. It could be raining flaming cobras. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.